YouTube family, what go on YouTube family? The Maverick, what is now fast becoming my favorite space, right there, so, Yeah, man, it's like me feel a sense of, I don't know, me feel a sense of seclusion right there, so where we can talk without fear of, no inhibition, we can chat freely, so. Talk to me YouTube nation, right there, so like how, I don't know, it's just a vibe. Anyway, a strange thing happened to me today. Just about an hour ago, Yeah, me get my phone ring. And me it in my hand and I look on it and I say, it's a number I don't know. Strange number. And sometimes I don't answer strange number. You know the thing we already with strange number sometimes. But, me just answer it. And I say, hello. And I was in a bit of a noisy background, so I couldn't hear the person clearly. And me never recognize the voice. So I say, who this? And the person say, Nigel Clarke. So I said, no man, cut out the foolishness, man. Who this? Him say, Nigel Clarke. I said, which Nigel? The Nigel where everybody are beat up in Jamaica right now. He said, yes. He said the same Nigel. So when him are in another part of the conversation, now me come to recognize him voice and she say, a Nigel for sure. We're talking about the Minister of Finance, people. Him say obviously now, the whole part, you see what going on in the mainstream and social media as it relates to, especially from him going to Parliament to make the announcement there. Where everybody remember the part type where the ministers of government and the parliamentarians ever get over 200% increase in them salary. Nobody remember about the restructuring business, That's all sticking in people's mind. And he might get some beaten on social media. Me do some videos about it, and if you run through the comments then when in my video then when we talk about it, now it's about a 99% unfavorable comments about Nigel specifically and the government. So obviously the bad press I get to Nigel. So anyway, he must say to me say a lot of misinformation out there. Me say me not do misinformation, minister. If you got to me I not just YouTuber, me a mainstream media practitioner, him say, no man, him say him not me specifically. So me tell him say, what me do? Me tend to analyze and scrutinize the news and extrapolate and farm. Him say, no man, him not at me. But him say a lot of what me analyze and react to a fake news. Well, not fake news, but inaccurate. Alright, so me say like what? Him say this latest thing with the report that was blocked by the media also that try to get it from exposing it to the public. Him explained that. Him say if the journalist in question had reached out to him personally, he would have handled it differently. Him probably would have given the journalist something right away. Say, see it, take it. But he would have give the person a timeline and say, you can get it after we take out some points of it we need to be taken out and blah. Because he did say there were some aspects of it that were not, it was appropriate for send them out to the public. There were some private sector components and some reference to some salaries where he never want to go to the public. And that's people may tell you where the conversation entail with me and Nigel. Me not do no PR for him. Me just tell you how the conversation unfolded. As much as me can remember it, as clearly me paint the pictures how it unfolded. So did I ask him about the $1 billion fee? I think him go along the line saying something like that's the kind of going rate for that kind of service and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the substantive point though, because the thing where I get the most beaten upon, is the ministers, not the ministers, is the politicians' salary. Alright, Nigel was at pains to mention, say, listen, Oral. Him never call me Maverick, him call me Oral. Him say, you guys are zooming in on the parliamentarians and the minister's salary. But this is a wider restructuring. He was at pains to explain that to me. He said, we know it's sensational and we know it's salacious to talk about the minister's salary and beat up on the ministers and the politicians and blah. But we have missed the big picture in that this thing is not a short or medium term measure. It's a well-calculated, well-thought-out, long-term measure that will benefit Jamaica for generations to come. And him double down on what you hear him say in the parliament. And I said to me, it's almost like the parliamentary speech me I listen again, When he said to me, look here, We are, the man talk with conviction, you know, and with passion, you know. Mr. Minister, I saw you believe that something. And when I talk to Mr. Say, boss, I saw you believe that something. Him say, yeah, man. Him say, oral. It is imperative that we get better people in the public service, not just in parliament, but him talk about like at the other levels as well, you know. So, because remember, the restructuring is not the politician them alone get major increase in them salary, you know. Him said the permanent secretaries and it got all of the layers in the public sector. And him said the inefficiency in the public sector is not limited to the politicians or the ministers themselves. And him went as far as to explain to the councillors. Him draw an example and said to me, say, how you pay a councillor $1.5 million and then I ask him to oversee a council with a budget of millions and millions of dollars? Why do you think that is encouraging? I said that sound like it encourage corruption in a minister. And he went further to say that what about a minister of government or an MP? You have a minister overseeing a ministry, billions and billions of dollar worth of budget, and that minister gets $6 million a year. He said that is untenable. And he says 3 or 4 decades now, this thing should have been addressed. Me telling you what the man said to me, you know, people. Every now and then, me interject and I say, Minister, me not agree with that something, you know. But paying incompetent people who are in a parliament, no. For some mythical person, one that go attract to come in a parliament in the future. He said there is no other way to do it oral. Me say, me disagree with that fundamentally though. You can come and tell me, say you try to attract other people, better people, and you pay the people who are less than better, who are inferior, the better people's salary. Something is inherently wrong with that, Minister. Me go to the optics of the move. Me say, Minister, me never call the minister. Me just attack, reason me and him a reason. And me just say, me say, watch out, Mr. Clarke, Nigel. The optics are a bit wrong. A whole lot of people hungry in Jamaica. Who don't care to take them big money for themselves. Me just say no other sector in the public sector will get the 200% increase. Him say me if you run back through the list of the general restructuring and look at some of the increases where the school principal them get and where some of the other members of the public sector get. And him touch a point where when I tell me I say, him say most people will make nice about a something don't understand where going to the market in terms of salaries. Not just in Jamaica but across the world. And he pointed out that the main people who never try to attract become serve in the upper echelons of the public service in Jamaica. The competition for them people, commitment and for them expertise, you know, is not just local competition, you know. He say internationally, these people are attractive for employment internationally. So them have to make the thing worthwhile so that them can get better people. Me never buy it 100%, as me say. Me still no buy it. Because me still feel, in principle, you have to get value for money. That's the term. Me say you have to get value for money, Minister. And right now, the politician them now give you value for money. That's why so much people have burned out that increase. And him say, well, oral, look, we're not paying the individuals, you know. What we're doing, we have restructured the remuneration package for the positions. So it's the Prime Minister and the Permanent Secretary and blah, 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 and go down the line. And if in the future, you're going to get better people to do these particular jobs, then the compensation package, the remuneration package must be more attractive. And he might double down on that. Double down on that. And Mr. Minister, watch out. Do you realize what is happening in the wider Jamaica with the people in Jamaica? Say people are suffer. And it look vulgar and wrong. Fear give yourself 200% increase when enough people can put them pot on fire. He say the optics are that wrong. He say optics don't run country. And he never point out this to me, you know. But what I got from him, just listening to him in the reason, you know, I reason with him. Nigel is not a politician, you know. Yeah, man, come here point to him the political risk we might take with that decision, yeah. And him say, no, that him a pray. Him a pray the future of Jamaica. That the man tell me, no, people. I mean, nothing, the man a make up no things to tell me, no. Me and the man talk for long, you know, people. When I tell me, I say, wait. The minister have the government business to deal with, but I suppose he felt it important to give me the reasoning, yeah. man.